All right, this week's tip of the week is going from firefighting to fireproofing. Fire drills occur on projects all the time. If you've been on a project, then you know what a fire drill is, and that's generally when there's some information request that comes from an executive, prepare a presentation, write a document, show up at a meeting. Now, and my belief is that if we're diligent and we maintain our project management deliverables, then we should have this information available to us already. But generally, what happens is plans are outdated or budgets aren't updated, schedules, right, are half baked. And so when the request comes in, the PMs wind up in reaction mode. Instead of just responding, hey, I have the information, let me just package it for you. And generally, it's scrambling to rebuild the information, and it just looks bad because it takes time. And I think the executives are wondering, well, shouldn't you already have this information? So stakeholders may think it's an emergency, but my view is that it's a maintenance miss. We should have been maintaining these things all along. And so when there's a request, it's just a response. And so then stress comes up because now work's being done and you sort of move your focus away from managing the work and to responding to the fire drill. And so my philosophy is really simple, although it's very difficult to execute, and that's just keeping your stuff maintained, staying on top of your stuff, keeping plans and budgets and schedules and all those things maintained so that you're responding. And to me, that's sort of what fireproofing is, as opposed to firefighting. And I think it's daily diligence. And so, every morning I look at my plans, I look at my action logs, I look at my risks, and I update those artifacts so that it's just a simple response. But that requires making it a habit, consistent upkeep, consistently updating those things, and then you look calm and in control, and so that there's no panic. But again, I know this is difficult in practice, and a lot of my programs I have resources whose job it is to follow up with other PMs because this action item is past due, or this risk doesn't have a date, or the project plan's not updated. And so I understand that maybe some folks view it as administrative, but staying on top of these deliverables is really part of the job. And hopefully tools like AI make it much easier to maintain these documents, and it's not so much effort. Because here's the difference between a prepared PM and a chaotic one. A prepared one just answers the questions when the request comes with data that's already clean and current, whereas the chaotic needs to drop everything, rebuild it, work through the materials that should already be there. The prepared PM looks composed and trustworthy, as opposed to looking like they're putting out fire drills with a spray bottle, right? And the prepared PM, I think, earns the credibility and avoids escalations, whereas the chaotic one creates the drama because things aren't ready. And so, look, here's the payoff, right? Is you spend your time in the no drama zone. The fire drills evaporate because you're up to date, you fireproofed your projects, and you protect your time, your sanity, and possibly your weekends. And stakeholders trust you because you're fast in your response and you're accurate, and it looks like you're on top of things. And then you shift from being reactive to proactive. Look, I think it really comes down to having an investment in time. And I believe that preparation only costs a few minutes and fire drills cost hours. And so the question is, where do you want to spend your time, let alone the credibility? So hopefully you view this video as an investment in time and you got a payoff for your time. But thanks for watching.